This specific variant of moss only grows in the oldest sections of the forest. See the iridescent sheen and the delicate structure.
We found it absolutely incredible. I never thought we actually would. Look at that texture. It's magnificent.
With meticulous skill and a focused gaze, he carefully pushes aside the ferns, revealing a glimpse of dark, rusted...
Look at this.
A forgotten relic. Relic.
Look at this. A forgotten relic.
Decades of exposure. Ciao. This will be a challenge. Decades of exposure. This will be a challenge.
First, ensure a firm grip on the stock and barrel. Lift slowly, minimizing disturbance to the surrounding area.
Careful retrieval is essential. Observe the displacement. The environment leaves its mark. We adapt.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Patience is the companion of wisdom. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Patience is the companion of wisdom.
Welcome back to the workshop. Today we're going to start assembling the custom components for the rifle. This is the Mackay 12 build we finished machining last week.
This workshop is organized for maximum efficiency and precision. Always ensure your workspace is sterile before beginning any detailed work.
Careful alignment is crucial here. Ensure the support points are secure. Always double check the balance.
The first step is always preparation. We must handle this with extreme caution. Ensuring the surface is stable is critical.
Worse than it looked in the field. Worse than it looked in the field.
We start by brushing the intricate parts of the upper receiver. Once the carbon is loose, we wipe it down thoroughly before inspection. First, we use the small brush to clear the initial debris from the component. Then, a clean rag ensures a smooth finish before reassembly.
The rifling might be gone.
The rifling might be gone.
Assessment complete. The stock is compromised. Structural integrity is low. It needs replacement parts before redeployment. Examining the stock. Note the hairline fractures. This level of deterioration is typical after heavy impact.
The handguard is almost fused.
The handguard is almost fused. As you can see, this one is completely seized. It won't budge with simple force. We'll need to apply some penetrating oil and let it sit.
First, apply penetrating oil and let it sit. Then, use a brass punch to tap the magazine base.
Time to get to work.
Time to get to work.
This one is stuck good.
This one is stuck good.
The key here is patience. You don't want to force it and risk damaging the components. As you can see, the corrosion is significant.
Apply firm, even pressure to the joint. The key is patience and leverage. We're looking for that initial crack in the corrosion seal.
Every turn is a battle. First, gently pull the retaining pin. Apply steady pressure and guide the spring out slowly. First, gently pull the retaining pin. Apply steady pressure and guide the spring out slowly.
These small parts are often the most stubborn. These small parts are often the most stubborn.
First, ensure the workspace is clear and well lit. This one is particularly stubborn. Apply steady pressure and the first step in extraction. Applying steady, firm pressure. It appears to be heavily seized. Extraction successful. Note the corrosion.
Each piece tells a story of neglect. Each piece tells a story of neglect.
Applying counterclockwise pressure. Make sure the wrench is fully seated to avoid stripping the edges. Applying counterclockwise pressure. Make sure the wrench is fully seated to avoid stripping the edges.
This assembly is often the dirtiest. This assembly is often the dirtiest.
Carefully pry the base plate free. Now, watch the spring tension release. We can now extract the follower and the spring for cleaning.
And there's the spring release. Now look at the condition of this follower. It's critical that all this grit is removed before reassembly.
Now the real work begins. Now the real work begins.
First, we tackle the loose corrosion. Ensure all debris is cleared. Patience is key. We need a clean surface.
First, we tackle the loose corrosion. It takes patience, but the prep work is crucial for the next stage.
Let the chemistry do its work. Let the chemistry do its work.
Ensure all parts are securely placed in the basket. Carefully lower the basket into the tank. Now, add the appropriate cleaning solutions. Ensure all parts are securely placed in the basket. Carefully lower the basket into the tank. Now, add the...
Sometimes, brute force is the only way.
Sometimes, brute force is the only way.
Scene 31. Electrolytic rust removal. The iron oxide is converting back into soft metal. Note the voltage and amperage readings.
Electrolysis is a straightforward process, but requires patience. The electrical current converts the iron oxides back into metal.
Getting into every nook and cranny. Getting into every nook and cranny.
Step 1. Apply solvent and insert the rod. Maintain steady, repetitive pressure to scrub the bore. The first pass, a nylon brush works well for lighter fouling. But for heavy corrosion like this, it takes patience and persistence.
Bringing back the luster.
Bringing back the luster.
Focus on the intricate areas first with the pick, gently lifting the carbon. Once cleared, use the fine brush to use the dental pick carefully around the extractor to loosen the hardened carbon buildup. Then switch to the fine brush to sweep the debris away.
Flushing out all the hidden grime.
Applying the polishing compound and meticulously scrubbing the exterior. Next, restoring the interior bore before wiping clean and inspecting the finish.
Preparation is key for a perfect finish. Apply even pressure and maintain consistency. Wipe away excess compound before inspection.
Bringing the plastic back to life. Bringing the plastic back to life.
This will hold rounds again. This will hold rounds again.
Once the rinse is complete, turn off the water and immediately dry the parts with a soft cloth to prevent water spots. Rinsing removes any residual cleaning solution. Ensure all surfaces are thoroughly flushed. Now, using a
Bringing the bore back to life. Bringing the bore back to life.
Sealing it from the elements.
Sealing it from the elements.
Ensuring they are perfectly clean and free of corrosion. Even the slightest imperfection can compromise the assembly. First, check the detent for any micro-corrosion. Even the smallest imperfection can cause a failure down the line.
Smooth operation is key.
Smooth operation is key.
Scene 46. Polishing the exterior. Ensure even pressure for a consistent finish. The key is consistent pressure. Move slowly across the surface to ensure an even coat.
Carefully align the gas tube with the block. Ensure a snug fit. Now we will insert the retainers. First, ensure the tube is perfectly aligned. Take your time seating it completely. Now we insert the retaining pin. Getting the barrel seated correctly is vital.
Getting the barrel seated correctly is vital.
Ensure the wrench is seated properly before applying force. Apply steady pressure, feeling the threads engage.
Ensure the wrench is seated properly before applying force. Apply steady pressure, feeling the threads engage.
The aesthetics are coming back. The aesthetics are coming back.
First, ensure the bolt is properly aligned with the carrier. Check the gas rings for smooth rotation before inserting the firing pin. Align the bolt with the carrier. Ensure the gas rings are properly aligned. Insert the firing pin with care. Secure the assembly with the retaining pin.
A completely different feel now.
Align the charging handle carefully with the upper receiver channel. Apply firm, even pressure until you feel the mechanism lock into place.
Align the charging handle carefully with the upper receiver channel. Apply firm, even pressure until you feel the mechanism lock into place.
The two halves become one again. The two halves become one again. Ensure the components are fully seated. Then, using the mallet and the punch tool, gently tap the pins into place until they are flush.
First, ensure the components are properly aligned. Gently lower the assembly into the receiver housing. Now we'll secure it by...
First, align the buffer tube. Ensure the castle nut is properly tightened. Now we slide on the restored stock, and that provides a secure fit.
First, ensure the spring is aligned and the threads are clear. Carefully thread the buffer tube until it sits snugly against the receiver.
Safety check. Positive engagement. Safety check. Positive engagement.
Clean break, good reset. Clean break, good reset.
Always ensure the bolt moves freely. Check for any resistance or scraping. Smooth operation is critical for reliability. All right, let's check the bolt movement. Smooth travel, no obstructions. The action feels solid and reliable. Function check complete, everything looks good. Ensure the spring is oriented correctly and fully inserted. Hold the follower steady while preparing the base plate. Apply firm. Now we insert the spring and the follower, making sure they are aligned correctly. Then compress the spring and slide the base. A finishing touch. A finishing touch.
Perfect fit, just like new. Perfect fit, just like new.
We are looking for any imperfections or burrs. The transition from the bore to the crown has to be flawless for optimal performance.
We are looking for any imperfections or burrs. The transition from the bore to the crown has to be flawless for optimal performance.
And here is the finished product, the M416. We replaced the barrel assembly and restored the original finish.
The key to a perfect restoration is in the details, ensuring the oiled wood matches the newly blued steel.
Back to its former glory. Back to its former glory.
For detailed work, I prefer using a combination of fine tape and a liquid mask, especially around the delicate components. For detailed work, I prefer using a combination of fine tape and a liquid mask, especially around the delicate components.
This coating will ensure longevity.
This coating will ensure longevity.
The curing process is critical for durability. We bake the finish at 300 degrees for 2 hours.
Curing the finish requires precise temperature control. We monitor the process closely to ensure an even coat. The temperature.
Perfect as edges, just as intended. Perfect edges, just as intended.
Careful immersion ensures complete coverage. Hang securely to allow excess solution to drip. The coating must cure for 24 hours.
First, we start by gripping the screw firmly. Next, slowly submerge the hardware into the black coating solution. Ensure the detent and spring are correctly oriented, then apply steady pressure to compress the spring. Now,
Carefully align the spring and the pin, applying gentle pressure. You should feel it snap securely into the upper receiver like this.
First, compress the spring and plunger into the receiver. Keep pressure on it as you align the retaining pin. Gently tap the pin until it sits.
Scene 72, installing the forward assist plunger and spring. Use a small punch or slave pin to hold the detent in place.
Aligning the component. Sliding the pin through. Securing the clip. Installation is now complete.
aligning the component. Sliding the pin through. Securing the clip. Installation is now complete.
Align the buffer tube flush with the receiver, then secure the castle nut. You'll hear a solid click when it's properly torqued.
Keep turning until you hear the distinct click of the wrench. That ensures the castle nut is properly torqued to the receiver.
Clean, positive action. Clean, positive action. Getting final inspection of the coating's uniformity, checking for any imperfections or inconsistencies in the finish. The assembly is flawless, complete. Perfectly straight. Row some.
First, align the swivel with the detent. Ensure the spring-loaded detent is fully engaged. Give it a firm tug to test the connection. First, align the swivel with the detent. Ensure the spring-loaded detent is fully engaged. Give it a firm tug to test the connection.
Ensure the tension is firm, but do not over-tighten the screws. Next, we'll zero the sight, adjusting for windage and elevation. Align the base flush with the rail, ensure it seats properly in the T-slot. Now tighten the crossbolt securely, but do not
ensuring smooth operation for years to come.
Ensuring smooth operation for years to come.
The finish here is the original Cerakote, meticulously reapplied. We managed to preserve the mil-spec engravings, as you can see.
Welcome back to the workshop. Today we examine the M461. The restoration process required careful attention to detail, especially on the critical components. As you can see with the forward, the restoration process required careful attention to detail, especially on the critical components. As you can see with the forward, the key is a meticulous approach, ensuring every groove is clear. Patience is essential for restoration. Precision is paramount here. We use specialized tools to adjust the gas block, ensuring flawless operation down the line. This is the final finish on the polymer. We've restored the grip entirely, maintaining the original texture. Feel how comfortable
This is the restored grip. The ergonomics are vastly improved. It feels brand new, yet familiar. Ready for installation. From ruin to masterpiece. From ruin to masterpiece.
Alignment is crucial for a secure fit. Ensure both the barrel and stock mounts are engaged. There should be absolutely no wobble once secured.
And that completes the assembly. Ensure all moving parts are secured tightly before final inspection. The calibration is complete. It's ready for the field.
Proper organization is crucial for efficiency. As you can see, every tool has its place. The M416, maintaining a slow, steady hand is crucial here to keep the lines crisp and ensure legibility.
As you can see, the serial number is now fully restored. Crisp white against the deep black finish.
Brilliance transformed. The finish must be perfect.
Another piece of history brought back to life.